After losing the boat during an accident, an unconscious Jen washes ashore on an island. When she wakes up, she sees her friend Brad nearby and runs to check on him, only to discover he's got a large piece of coral sticking out of his stomach. She yells for help but nobody answers, so after taking the flare gun from his vest, she drags Brad away from the shore. She removes the coral to then cover the wound with some fabric, yet Brad's only response is asking, "Did you see it?" Jen thinks he needs some water, so she runs into the jungle to find a coconut and breaks it with a rock. Unfortunately, by the time she returns, Brad is already dead. Afterward, Jen explores the island, but walking down the beach just makes her do a full circle until she's back where she started. Then she explores the jungle and finds a bunch of stuff that's been there for a while, judging by its condition. Jen yells for help again but nobody answers, so she searches the bag and finds some medicine. Next she checks the cooler and finds some sealed soda bottles. There are more objects under some leaves, like a little metal box in which Jen finds matches, some sailcloth, and a bag with toys. Suddenly Jen hears a weird noise and goes looking for the source. It's coming from a hollow tree, and when she looks inside, she's startled by a bird flying out. Then Jen covers Brad's body with some big leaves. Noticing the sun setting, she looks for a spot to spend the night right before it starts raining. She covers herself with the sailcloth and leaves some things out to collect water. The following morning Jen finds tons of dead fish on the shore and begins collecting them in a bag. She's also shocked to find a dead shark with nasty gashes on its body. Jen uses rocks to cut all the heads off and keeps the fish in the cooler for later consumption. While looking through another bag, she finds a notebook and tries to read it, but the water has erased all the text. Among the pages there's a picture of a couple that makes her feel extra lonely. The next time Jen explores the island, she finds some piles of rocks and a cross-shaped branch, which makes her realize those are graves. This inspires her to dig a hole in the sand and throw Brad's rotting body in it, to then cover it with leaves and sand, finishing the grave with a piece of wood with Brad's initial. That night Jen hangs the sailcloth, which has gashes that match the shark, and starts a fire with the matches to cook the fish. In the morning, Jen is horrified to discover Brad's body is missing.